Let's finish off finally with basketball. Let me just get your thoughts on this one, yeah. Paolo Banchero, 5-year, 287 million rookie extension, eye-popping cash, worth the money?
Oh yes, definitely worth the money. It's not surprising, and no wonder or little wonder it didn't necessarily generate news out there, because when you have a guy perform to this level, the way that Paolo Banchero has performed, and he gets handed this amount of money in contract extension, it's more or less like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
He's
a franchise player.
It's a franchise player, business as usual kind of a dealing. Yeah. It's not something that's a shock or out of the blue that would get people talking. And so for me, totally deserved. Paolo Banchero was a bit of a surprise number one pick for me, because it was in the lead up to that draft, it was between Chet Holmgren and Jabari Smith Jr.
Stand out to be better than Smith.
Yeah, he stand out to be better than all of them.
Actually,
and all three are good. Yeah. But he stand out to be way better than all of them. And the crazy part is the Orlando Magic, he didn't even work out with the Orlando Magic. They just steady tape on him. And they said, this is our guy. And it came at the last hour, just before the draft.
Because he was not projected to go
number one. Yeah. And they just went in there and they drafted him. And so far, he has been an excellent player. And just a little bit on that connection to this subject. In recent times, after he got that extension, I've seen comparisons between him and Jalen Williams, J-Dub of the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they were in the same draft class. And the same feeling over here. I just couldn't believe it. Like, J-Dub is a very fine young player, but look, let's not do this. Just the fact that he's won a championship does not mean that he's a better player than Paolo Banchero.
And it's easy to be a good player when you play along SGA, but can you be the guy when you are the main
pillar
of the opponent's
franchise player? Yes, and this guy is doing everything. He's bringing the ball up the court. It got to a point in last season's playoffs where you could tell that this guy was tired. He was, because he was doing everything. He's rebounding, he's scoring, he's defending, and he's the one bringing up the ball up the court and setting up the offense. No, that's the reason why they went and got Tyus Jones this offseason. And so this guy, he's absolutely box office, and it's funny how everything he does, he still flies under the radar. He's one of the most underrated young players in the game, and I think it's because of how well-rounded his game style is. He's not flying high-flying dunker. He's not too much
just
of a
fundamentally sound player who does everything.
Exactly, he's not too much of volume 3-point shooter. Those kind of things. He's not crossing over people. That catches people's eyes. He's just like Jason Tatum. Well-rounded, fundamental, textbook, grounded kind of game, and that's why he doesn't get too much of the limelight. On top of that, he plays in Orlando, so it's granted. But let's not do this. He is a better player at this stage of their careers than Jalen Williams, and he totally, absolutely deserves that $285 million extension.
So big money for Paolo Banchero, much justified, according to Yaya Jemita. Hopefully, I think Banchero can get more hype if he starts making deep runs into the postseason. Because Anthony Edwards has the attitude and personality for it, but even he has had to earn his stripes by making deep runs into the postseason with the Timberwolves. Because minus that, nobody really cares about the Timberwolves, to be honest. Yeah,
and I think this season, this upcoming season, I think he will get it. And if injuries don't bother him, if injuries don't bother him, because that's what affected him last season. He just played 45 games, and he was on an absolutely brilliant run before he suffered that oblique injury, and that forced him to miss quite an extensive number of games. And so he really couldn't even improve on his stats that much. And even with that, he averaged 23 points per game. And so it just shows you how good this guy is. And now that they've acquired Desmond Bain, shooting guard, who's a defensive guy.
Still have Jalen Suggs?
Jalen Suggs,
and got injured as well in the playoffs, so not there.
And I think that's a good move they made by bringing in Tyus Jones, because Jalen Suggs is good,
but he's not a natural point guard.
But he's not a natural point guard, and he doesn't give you a lot of top level production from that point position. Tyus Jones will give you that, not necessarily in terms of eye-catching and eye-popping numbers, but in terms of setting up an offense, and getting everyone in the right position to be able to score and do so efficiently. And that's what Paolo Banchero needs right now. Someone who can handle the game, who can read the game, and be able to run the offense the right way. And once you have Wendell Carter Jr. playing alongside him, Franz Wagner also in there, and you brought in Desmond Bain, yes, this is a team that should make it to the second round of the playoffs. If they don't make it, I will be very, very disappointed, especially looking at how the Eastern Conference is set up with all these injuries. Jason Tatum with the Boston Celtics, Damian Lillard has left the Milwaukee Bucks. Tyrese Haliburton, now the president of the Pacers, has confirmed that he's not playing next season. So that also
open field,
wide open. Yeah.